Okay, we're going to talk about the golf swing, and the first part we need to do in the golf swing is to get set up to the golf ball. Now, in many years of teaching, the first thing I'll usually ask a student is, where do you like to play the ball in your stance? And I guarantee 90% of the time that student will say with a driver, I like to play it off my left heel. Okay? Irons, they kind of say, I like to play it back in my stance. But I want to try to get you a different way to think about setting up, and that's to understand where your body position is versus your ball position. So with this little grid that I have here, obviously this is lined up off my left heel, as we can see right there. Looks pretty good, right? This line also is right down my target line. And I see this mistake being made a lot too, because they think if your feet are aimed correctly, you've got to be aimed correctly. But one of the big things to focus on is your swing center, which is right here, your sternum. Now, I want you to try to focus on where your swing center is when you set up versus where the ball is relative to your feet. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Right now, that ball looks pretty good. But if I do this, that ball does not look like it's in the right spot anymore, when it's actually, my swing center is still behind the ball. If I do this, it looks like the ball is too far forward in my stance. Well, all these setups are exactly the same because one thing stays fixed, my swing center, okay? And as you can see, it's probably a good 6 or 8 inches behind the ball right now. That should look like a pretty strong setup, the ones we see on TV every week right there. Does that make sense? Okay. The biggest mistake I'll see is the body starts creeping forward. The ball's off the left heel, but that's when I see all my swing centers start moving forward. Okay, so now my swing center's here, and look what that does to my club face. Okay, as I move my body forward, now my club face is 30 degrees to the right. So how can I possibly hit that ball straight? The only way I can do that is to hang my body back and hope for the best. And then I'm teaching myself to flip at it. We've all heard about that. Hang back, didn't shift my weight. All those negatives. If I can consistently understand where my body is relative to the ball, look at how I always look like I'm straight, right there. This line, unfortunately, doesn't know where your body is. So if you go out and practice with this line on the ground, try to change that habit, okay? Because you can think you're aimed pretty straight because your feet are saying, I'm aimed straight, but as you can see, I'm actually 30, 40 yards to the right, okay? So try to make it a habit of understanding where your body position is relative to where, or versus where your ball position is. And that's going to get you set up to where you can make a big full swing, get behind the ball, fully extend your arms, and square the club up dead square every time. Okay? So next time you're trying to set up, don't think where it is relative to your feet. Think about where your body position is. Once you get set up correctly, there's obviously more to it than that. Then we got to take the club back, and that's what we're going to cover in the next segment of the golf swing.